Hola, Rich.
Hola, Jack.
Guacamelee es un simple juego de acción de plataformas.
Sí.
Tiene personalidad y controles increíblemente apretados. Guacamelee es a la vez una celebración y un brillante ejemplo del género en todo su esplendor. The game is available on almost every single console. It's for Mac, it's for Windows, it's on the PS4, PS3, PS Vita, and the Wii U, and the Xbox One, and the Xbox 360. We played the Vita version, the PC version, and the Wii U version.
Yes.
You're truly the greatest chicken warrior.
It's almost as if Metroid were a brawler, because everything combat-wise has a brawler combination, but like Metroid, you have to go through each level and there's little areas that you can't quite reach yet, and you need to find the power-up to get into that area. So it's basically if Metroid were about a Mexican wrestler.
It's a very stylish game.
Yeah.
It's in the style of Mexican folklore and very, very Mexican culturally enriched. They love their luchadors.
All respect to the mighty luchadors. And you, as Juan, are a poor guava farmer who can never be as mighty as a luchador. Oh.
Discriminate.
It's luchadores only. It's a little over the top, much like all of the game, which I'm fine with.
Right.
This game has a ton of style.
Yeah. All of the animation is beautiful. The designs are very neat. I hate needless 3D in like side scrollers, and I would cite a game like this as an example of why, because you have this kind of just great looking hand drawn animation, and like you look at Juan's running animation, and it's so exaggerated, but it works, and it just feels like you're running. I love just watching you move in the game.
One of the things that Drinkbox Studios did the most right about this game was enemy design. Every enemy has a unique either color scheme or movement about them. You can easily tell what enemy is coming at you and how to deal with that enemy instantly.
In silhouette, as you often have to worry about in this game. There's a lot of enemies you only see in silhouette.
That is the mark of really good character design.
And then your attacks are color-coded.
They are, and it's really great. You get, like Metroid, you get little power-ups.
Yeah.
Unlike Metroid, your power-ups aren't extra weapons, they are extra punching moves.
It's like the combination of Metroid and Street Fighter.
Yeah.
But instead of getting, like the missiles as an upgrade, you get the uppercut, and that's the upgrade. And the uppercut knocks out the red bricks, and that's how you are able to open up more areas to explore.
But also, like, color coding your attacks helps you remember them, because, the rooster uppercut as the name of a move you might not remember, but red, right? It just makes the game simpler, and I'm gonna call this game simple. And I don't necessarily mean that as a negative.
El baño. He's a toilet. He's called the toilet and he's got a toilet for a head, Rich. It's funny.
One thing I will say, a negative though about like the artistic design of this. Every area mostly looks and feels the same. I mean, they look a little bit different, but the rain temple doesn't feel much different than the sky temple, just visually.
Right. Basically, you're fighting enemies in a box, and that box might be a different color.
Yeah. Boxes and corridors and
A lot
shafts.
of corridors. Shafts?
There's a lot of shafts. Jumping.
Luckily, the game does not overstay its welcome. I feel like it wraps up in enough time where before monotony can really sink in, you're done. Which again, is not necessarily a negative. It's a nice, simple, easy game.
Yeah. Well, see, you say simple.
I do say
You
simple.
say simple. The controls are simple, but difficult to master. Some of the later levels, the later stages, I mean, the number of things you have to keep track of, and the number of button combinations you have to remember, it's maddening. Like some of the hardcore platforming where you gotta, like, I'll get confused and forget what button I have to push. Like, because you gotta jump while switching between different worlds so that the pillar will disappear so you can land on the other side, and then I'm juggling that with it because you have to do the uppercut to get onto the shelf. But instead I accidentally hit the button, it turns me into a chicken. So instead I turn into a chicken and I fall down to the lava because there's too many buttons, Jack. There's too many things I have to do in order to jump over this cliff.
I just want to make something really clear. You just said, instead I hit the button that turned me into a chicken, which is a real thing that happens in the game. There is a dedicated button to turn you into a chicken. They have incorporated the combat and the platforming seamlessly, because every combat upgrade also doubles as a platforming element. So, for example, the rooster uppercut, which is really great at knocking enemies over, also gives you essentially a double jump, which is super fantastic.
All right, I'm gonna bring something up.
Yeah.
This is not a problem specifically isolated to Guacamelee. Okay. I think it's a problem with a lot of modern games. Death has now become completely meaningless. Oh. Death water.
Death water. Well, inconvenience water.
You can fall into the lava as many times as you want, and you just poof, you appear right back onto the last ledge you started from. In combat, there could be this just horribly difficult combat thing, and you die, and poof, you're right back at the start of that combat section. And you know, I'm sure most people watching this are fine with that. They like that kind of thing, but it takes some of the accomplishment out of it for me. It doesn't, you know, I mean, there's just no consequences for failure. You just keep doing it again and again. Oh, I got through this time. And you don't need to be graceful to get through. You don't need to be great. You just need to get lucky that once.
There's a balance with checkpoints and respawn and how fast can you get back into the game. I like it.
But everything's a checkpoint. You don't go 5 seconds without the game saving on you.
Which I'm okay with, because it makes the game move along faster, it makes you get through the world smoother, and it keeps you in the action. So I think there are some games that abuse this power. I think in a game like this, it's perfectly acceptable.
Okay.
My God.
Hey, look, a reference.
Oh dear.
I dislike the multiplayer. There is already so much happening on screen where, and so single player, there's so much happening on screen that sometimes your character gets lost in the shuffle. You add in a second character and they don't zoom out the camera, they don't do anything different, it's just a second character in the same tiny combat screen. There's so many platforming puzzles that I felt like I was bumping into you when we were trying to do the same platforming levels, and so eventually it just got to the point where it's like, okay, you do it, I'll stay over here, and that's not very fun. Well, that's seizure-inducing.
I think that's everything we have written on here, other than, I guess, final thoughts, yeah.
Sure, sure.
So Jack, what are your final thoughts on Guacamelee?
I mean, some people might see these as negatives, but the game is very light, it's very colorful, it's fun, and it's a nice, easy play. And I loved it. All the combat elements worked flawlessly together. So when I pulled off that super combo, I knew I did it, and I did it on purpose. Some games you're just mashing buttons. This, every movement felt purposeful. And I don't know, I really like it.
All right.
What do you think?
It's pretty simple to tell with me. I know it's a good game because I got to the ending of the game, and I wanted to play it again. It's, you know, let's go, and I just started right away, and I played through a new game. Then I got to the end of that new game, and I'm like, I'll go one more time. And I'm in the middle of my third playthrough right now, and any game you've gone through 2.5 times, I can't say it's a bad game. Yeah, I highly recommend Guacamelee. It's Metroid plus brawler, and it's a formula that works.
Absolutely. It's a Metroid brawler, and it's not trying to be anything else. Unabashedly simple.
Unabashedly old school.
Nice. Nice.
Do you think the kids today can appreciate that? It's a horribly fun game. I can't see anybody not, but I can see like the Call of Duty players say, this is casual bullshit. It's not first or third person, you don't have a gun, it's terrible. Real games have kill streaks.
Kill what?
Kill streaks.
Kill who?
Kill streaks, damn it. Have you ever played a real game before? Idiot.